the night sky over the Middle East looked calm. Too calm. High above the dark horizon, a massive gray aircraft moved silently through the upper air lanes. Its wings stretched wider than a football field, for turbofan engines pushed it forward with steady, relentless power. To most radar operators, it appeared as just another transport flight. But inside the cockpit, the crew knew this mission was anything but routine. The aircraft was a US C-17 Globemaster III, and deep inside its cargo bay, secured by heavy chains and reinforced tie-downs, sat machines built for one purpose: war. 2 AH-64E Apache attack helicopters. Outside, tensions between Iran and the United States had reached one of their most dangerous moments in years. Missile threats, naval maneuvers, intelligence warnings, satellite surveillance, and now, a rapid deployment operation was underway, the kind designed to change the balance of power in a matter of hours. But the real question wasn't whether the helicopters would arrive. The question was what would happen when they did. Because once Apaches enter a conflict zone, the battlefield changes instantly. For decades, military planners in Washington and across NATO have studied one critical lesson: speed decides modern wars. Not just speed in missiles or fighter jets, but speed in positioning forces exactly where they are needed before the enemy even realizes what's happening. And this is where the C-17 Globemaster III becomes one of the most powerful logistical weapons in the modern military arsenal. Developed to replace older cargo aircraft, the C-17 was designed with a specific goal: move heavy combat equipment anywhere on Earth, fast. It can carry more than 170,000 pounds of cargo. It can land on short, rough runways. And it can deploy critical military assets directly into active operational zones. That means armored vehicles, special operations units, artillery systems, and attack helicopters. In situations involving Iran, that capability becomes extremely significant. The Middle East is filled with tight timelines and rapidly evolving threats. Intelligence reports can shift the entire military posture within hours. A ballistic missile launch detected, a naval convoy moving through a strategic strait, or an unexpected escalation along regional borders. In these moments, commanders don't have days to react. They have hours, sometimes less. And that's where airlift missions like this one become essential, because transporting attack helicopters across continents normally takes days by sea. But by air, it can happen overnight. And when those helicopters are AH-64E Apaches, the strategic message becomes unmistakable. The Apache helicopter has been one of the most feared attack platforms in the world for decades. But the AH-64E variant represents a significant leap forward. This isn't just an attack helicopter, it's a flying battlefield command system. The AH-64E Apache Guardian can reach speeds of around 186 miles per hour and operate in some of the most hostile environments on Earth. It carries a 30mm chain gun capable of firing 600 rounds per minute. Its pylons can hold a combination of weapons including Hydra rockets and AGM-114 Hellfire missiles. Those Hellfire missiles are designed specifically to destroy armored vehicles, radar installations, and hardened positions. But the real power of the Apache lies in its sensor systems. Modern Apaches are equipped with advanced targeting radars and electro-optical sensors that allow them to detect threats miles away, even at night. The aircraft can also connect directly with drones and battlefield networks. That means an Apache pilot can see what a surveillance drone sees. Targets can be identified, tracked, and engaged within minutes. In a region like the Middle East, where terrain ranges from deserts to mountain corridors, that capability can completely reshape the tactical environment, especially if tensions escalate into open confrontation. And that possibility has been studied extensively by defense analysts. Iran maintains one of the largest missile arsenals in the region. It also fields a complex network of air defense systems and proxy forces across multiple territories. While a full-scale war remains unlikely, military planners on all sides prepare for scenarios where rapid escalation could occur. In those scenarios, attack helicopters often become the first visible sign that combat operations may be approaching. Inside the C-17 cargo bay, the Apaches are partially disassembled, their rotor blades folded, weapons removed, sensors protected, transport crews secure every component with meticulous precision. Even minor movement during a long flight could damage sensitive systems. Loading an Apache into a C-17 is a technical operation requiring careful coordination between pilots, engineers, and logistics teams. The helicopters are rolled into the aircraft using specialized ramps. Tie-down chains rated for tens of thousands of pounds lock them into place. Power systems are checked repeatedly. Flight conditions are calculated. Fuel loads are optimized for range and safety. Then the cargo doors close, and the aircraft becomes a flying deployment platform. From the outside, it looks like any other transport aircraft crossing the sky, but inside, it carries the ability to shift military power across entire regions. This is the hidden backbone of modern military strategy. Logistics. Because battles are rarely won by the weapons alone. They are won by who can position those weapons first. As the C-17 continues its flight path toward a forward operating location, military analysts begin watching closely. Satellite imagery, air traffic monitoring, signals intelligence, all of it feeds into a growing picture of activity. Movements like this rarely happen in isolation. Often they are part of a wider pattern. Naval deployments, carrier strike groups shifting positions, fighter squadrons rotating through regional air bases, and sometimes intelligence sources report unusual communications traffic. None of this automatically signals war, but it does indicate preparation. Preparation for scenarios that defense planners spend years modeling. If tensions between Iran and the United States were to escalate into open conflict, one of the earliest phases would likely involve air dominance, fighter aircraft targeting radar networks, electronic warfare disrupting communications, missile defense systems activating across the region. In that environment, attack helicopters become highly specialized tools. They operate closer to the ground than jets. They can engage moving targets. They can support special operations forces operating behind enemy lines. And they can do something many larger aircraft cannot. They can hunt, low altitude, terrain masking, precision strikes, in short bursts of overwhelming force. This is why rapid deployment of helicopters can send a powerful strategic signal. But here's where the story takes an unexpected turn. According to several defense observers, the movement of Apaches by airlift during tense periods is rarely about immediate combat. Instead, it often serves another purpose: deterrence. Military power isn't only used when war begins. It's also used to prevent war from happening at all. When advanced systems suddenly appear in a region, decision-makers on the opposing side must reconsider their calculations. How many aircraft are arriving? How quickly can they be deployed? What capabilities are now present that weren't there before? And perhaps most importantly, what message is being sent? Because modern warfare increasingly involves strategic signaling, showing strength without firing a shot, shifting the balance of risk, creating uncertainty. In many cases, the goal isn't to start a battle, it's to convince the other side that starting one would be a mistake. Meanwhile, the C-17 continues its journey. Hours pass. Fuel calculations update. Navigation systems guide the aircraft through carefully planned corridors. Eventually, the transport aircraft approaches its destination. The landing zone could be a major regional airbase, or it could be a smaller forward location capable of supporting rapid helicopter assembly. Once the aircraft lands, ground crews move quickly. The cargo ramp lowers. Floodlights illuminate the runway. Technicians roll the Apaches out of the aircraft. Rotor blades are reattached. Weapons systems are inspected. Fuel lines connect. Within a surprisingly short period of time, helicopters that crossed half the world inside a cargo aircraft are ready for flight. And when the engines start, the sound is unmistakable. Twin turbines roar to life. Rotor blades accelerate. Dust and debris swirl across the runway. Moments later, the Apaches lift into the night sky. Now operational. Now ready. And suddenly, the entire regional equation has shifted. For Iran, the arrival of new U.S. combat assets in the region always draws attention. Iranian military doctrine places heavy emphasis on asymmetric warfare, missile systems, fast attack naval craft, drone networks, air defense systems layered across key facilities. In response, U.S. and NATO planners focus heavily on flexibility and rapid response. Aircraft carriers, stealth fighters, electronic warfare platforms, and helicopters capable of striking targets quickly and precisely. Both sides understand the stakes. Neither side wants uncontrolled escalation, but both sides prepare for it. Because in military strategy, preparation is the ultimate insurance policy. And that brings us to the larger strategic impact. Operations like this demonstrate how modern military power works in the 21st century, not through massive troop movements alone, but through rapid, precise deployments of specialized systems. Aircraft like the C-17 allow the United States and its NATO allies to move forces across continents faster than ever before. Helicopters like the Apache bring battlefield dominance to complex environments where larger aircraft may struggle. Combined, they create something military strategists call operational reach, the ability to project force anywhere, at almost any time. That capability has shaped global security for decades, and it continues to influence how rival powers calculate risk. But the story doesn't end here, because every deployment creates reactions. Surveillance increases, air defense systems activate, naval forces reposition, the chessboard expands, and in modern geopolitical tensions, each move can lead to the next, which raises an important question. If rapid deployments like this continue, if tensions rise, if both sides keep reinforcing their positions, at what point does deterrence stop working? And when that moment comes, who will control the escalation? History shows that many conflicts begin not with deliberate decisions, but with small events that spiral beyond anyone's expectations. A radar lock, a drone intercept, a missile test misinterpreted, moments that turn preparation into confrontation. For now, operations like the C-17 Apache deployment remain part of strategic signaling, a reminder of capabilities, a demonstration of readiness. But the deeper question remains unanswered. In a region already filled with military assets, intelligence networks, and overlapping alliances, how close is the world to a scenario where those capabilities are actually used? That is the question defense analysts continue to study, and it's one that will shape the future of global security. If you want to understand how modern military operations really work, from hidden logistics missions to the technologies that define battlefield dominance, stay with us for the next deep dive analysis.